Hey, it's MK, and I am here with another Mixed Media Mayhem layout for you guys today. And today we are scrap lifting Moira O'Reilly. She is an amazing scrapbooker. Go check her out. I'll have all of her links down below. And I'm also playing along with Scraptember with a single photo. And I have this photo here that Janet took of me in front of the elevators. I'm going to use this Finnabar stencil that I clearly have never used before, as well as some rub-ons by the Sunburst collection from 49 and Market. I have a bunch of scraps that are left over from the kit that I put together for this cruise that we went on in February for the little class that we taught on the ship. And then I have this cluster kit that is also from the Sunburst collection by 49 and Market. I have very few little pieces left, so I think I'm going to go ahead and disassemble this little kit and go ahead and put everything in with the rest of my embellishments, since there's not much left and all the little pieces keep getting stuck on everything. I have a scrap of white cardstock that I plan on putting my photo on first before layering it up. Myra uses a couple layers behind her photo mat, and so I'm going to give it a try too. I'm going to use this white piece of cardstock for my stenciling and whatever work else I'm doing for my mixed media. And then because of my bathing suit that I'm wearing, I'm actually going to use this scale paper as my frame around my photo or around my layout, like Moira did. So the first thing I'm going to do, so that way I don't go outside of my boundary box, is cut down my background paper by a half of an inch on two sides, and then I'm going to trim out a 10 by 10 square from the center of this paper, just in case I want to use it somewhere else. But I didn't want to use this whole paper as a backing piece, so I'm just going to have a 1-inch border going all the way around my photo. But in reality, because I'm putting my white piece of paper on top of this, it's actually going to be only a 1/4 of an inch showing. So, and I will attach it later. I just want to build up all of my pieces first. So I'm going to go ahead, and I know that my photo is going to be matted in this white cardstock, so I'm going to go ahead and get that done and out of the way. I'm not even trimming my photo down. I'm going to leave it at a 4x6 and then cut everything else 1/8 of an inch bigger, so I have a 1/16 inch border around my photo. And then that way, all the trimming and all the paperwork is official and done. So I'm going to take my stencil and figure out which way it's supposed to go based off of the some of the numbers that I see, but in reality, I don't think I even noticed the numbers. But I'm going to try to use hickory smoke. I think in Distress Oxide. You guys, I haven't done voiceovers like consistently here lately, and I've realized that when I am working my jaw muscles, that's when I want to yawn. It's not that I'm tired or anything else. It's just that I'm working my jaw muscles a lot more than I usually do, because believe it or not, I don't talk all day. And so when I get to moving my mouth, it just really wants me to yawn. So I apologize about that. So I'm going to take my stencil and just do a little diagonal design going across my page. I didn't really think I needed to do the entire layout. I think that the gist of it, I really liked this mechanical design because it reminds me of the elevator, even though it's a funny story about standing in front of the elevator. Now, not a lot of people know this about me because I just probably don't portray it a whole lot, but I don't like crowds. I don't like noisy, crowded places. I'm not a big party goer. I just avoid it at all costs, except when I'm drinking, which is not very often, you guys, honestly. But I don't like them at all. And there were 3 sets of elevators on this particular ship, at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end. And it seems like no matter which elevator bank that we are standing in front of, there's always a ton of people standing around just waiting for the elevator, and they're just talking like 600 different conversations all at once. It's, little kids playing and having fun and communicating and trying to be louder than everybody else. And then, of course, the adults just enjoying themselves and having, these people having their conversation, those ones having their conversation. And because it's so loud, they just keep getting louder and louder, trying to talk over each other to hear each other. And to me, it's just too much. It sensory overload basically is what my brain is thinking. And so I just, I can't do it. And so I will kind of put my hands beside my jaw and then slowly work up to my ears so I'm not being rude. And I plug my ears to lessen the noise. And if the elevators don't start moving to lessen the crowd, then I'm done. I'm ready to take the stairs because this is pointless. For one, that's too many people to be in one little box together. And for two, I personally rather take the stairs. In all honesty, I just find it uncomfortable to ride the elevator with a bunch of strangers. That's just always been me. So I went through, really quickly, I went through all my scraps and picked out some colors and pieces and whatnot that I felt were bright, but still not overbearing. Like I didn't want them to stick out like sore thumbs. I really liked the idea of having this blue and pink over on the left because my bathing suit is blue on the ends and then it fades down into pink. Trust me, if I could just get a blue bathing suit, I would have just went with blue and not had any pink at all. But it was only on my arms and my legs. The rest of the suit is actually black. In case you're curious, I don't look like a mermaid, I promise. But I really did like how I have this blue and the black on this particular side of my photo, or I'm sorry, blue and pink, because that's where you can see that tiny little pink peeking through my cover up. I don't remember why I'm wearing this. I think this is day 7, and we're going to teach a class. And during our lunch break, I was going to ride the water slide. Well, I did not end up riding the water slide because Sandy rode it, I want to say, on day 2 or 3. And she was sore still by day 7 from riding that water slide. And so I was really concerned, like especially on day 7, which is our very last day. We're docking the next morning, or disembarking, or whatever you guys want to call it. And I personally did not want to be walking through a bunch of airports heading home and being sore. And so I opted not to go on the water slide, but I did end up going on the dry slide that was 10 stories high, right? Yes. 16 down to 6 was 10 stories high. And so I definitely, I thought about it the entire time I heard Sandy's horror story of going on this slide. I read the reviews. It says definitely wear arm coverage because you could get a rash on the dry slide. They also recommend that you wear the sleeved bathing suits while riding the water slides as well, because sometimes the water is really shallow and you could get a burn mark going that fast or something. I don't know. There was just a lot of horror stories in the reviews on the water slides. So, and then of course Joni comes in and she tells us her horror story that she felt like there wasn't enough flow and she felt like she wasn't going fast enough. Thank goodness there's people at the top and at the bottom. And as soon as the person lands at the bottom, they relay that message and let them know, tube 3 or orange tube is open, and whatever. So yes, that is the reason why I'm wearing a bathing suit. And now that I remember that I'm wearing the bathing suit, I'm also going to go ahead and, I really wanted to make this layout as chaotic as I was feeling during this photo. Now, I think that it's funny that my friends think that this is funny. That's the reason why Janet was taking the picture, is because she thought it was pretty funny that I'm sitting there or standing there with my ears plugged. And it's not necessarily like, I think it's funny too. I really do. It's not anything, to be laughing about, but it is definitely, I don't know. I don't mind, that it is a funny moment. I'm there to enjoy myself, right? But I personally would rather take the stairs on any occasion. I would love to take the stairs. And so, but I know Janet, her feet were hurting, and whatnot, and she needs to take the elevator every now and then, and I don't like to get separated from her as well. So yes, we went and 50-50, right? We rode the elevator and then we walked the stairs. So it was a good combination of both. And I don't honestly remember what we were doing right here, because I do know that the jacket I'm holding is someone else's. I think it's Bonnie's jacket that I am holding, because she, let's see, we're on the 6th floor. So I think I'm going up to the 15th floor so she could ride the water slide. I really do. I think that's where I'm headed. And then Janet was not feeling good, so she went to go lay back down. I think that's what's going on there. And our floor was the 7th floor, and I think I ended up waiting for her. She went on the 7th floor, and I ended up walking. So that's what I don't know, in all honesty. But I wanted to make this layout as chaotic as I was feeling at this time. So that's why I have the bursts going on. And then, of course, I have the flamingos because I imagine a bird squawking a lot. And so I thought, oh my gosh, the flamingos are going to be perfect on this layout because that's all that those people sounded like to me, was just a bunch of squawking birds. And in all honesty, the squawking is good because when they get quiet, that's when you should be afraid. But yes, so I just went ahead and titled my layout, I'm Taking the Stairs. Because I honestly, as soon as I walk into the corridor of the elevators, if there's already, 5 or 6 people, I'm out. I head straight around the corner to the stairs, and start taking the stairs, just because it's way too much for me. And as soon as, if everybody's going up, then then they're all going to get on the same exact elevator. If everybody's going down, same exact thing. And 9 times out of 10, it's the exact same elevator. I need to. So, so I decided that, I'm just, gonna make this layout how I felt at this time. I went ahead and changed one of the signs. It says not paradise because the elevator corridors were my least favorite thing on this whole thing, but I knew how to avoid it as well. Like I said, I'm taking the stairs. And Janet just thought that it was funny every time that I saw it, and I just kept walking. Like, I'll meet you there. That's where we're headed. So anyways, that is my layout for today, going off of what Myra made on her layout, which was a really cool background, a really cool mixed media background, and then just one cluster. She used 2 photos, of course, and our prompt today for Scraptember was using 1. All right, you guys, so just like every video, I've got some links down below for a lot of playlists. If you guys are interested in the mixed media portion, I've got a playlist for that. The Scraptember portion, I've got a playlist for that. Moira, thank you so much for allowing us to lift you today. I had a blast. I really do enjoy how the layout came out based off of your inspiration. So thank you so much. All right, you guys, again, thank you for hanging out with me today, and I will check y'all later. Bye.